Aladdin.
Have you ever dreamed of a life that suddenly changes from nothing to everything just because of a single choice you make? In a faraway city surrounded by golden desert and warm wind, there lived a poor boy named Aladdin. He was not a prince, and he did not live in a palace. He lived in the streets with his mother, in a small and simple house that had almost nothing inside. Every day, Aladdin walked through the busy market, watching rich people buy food, silk, and jewelry. He often felt invisible, as if the world had already decided that his life would never change. But deep inside, he had a restless heart. He wanted something more, even if he did not yet know how to reach it. Aladdin was not a perfect boy. He sometimes stole small things just to survive. But he was also kind in his own way, especially to those who had nothing. One day, while wandering through the market, he noticed a stranger watching him carefully. The man wore fine clothes and spoke politely. He introduced himself as a traveler who had come from far-away lands. He said he was looking for someone brave and clever, someone who could help him enter a secret place outside the city. The man did not tell the full truth. He said he needed help to enter an old hidden cave in the desert. Inside that cave, he said, there was a treasure beyond imagination. Gold, jewels, and magical objects were waiting. But only one person could enter safely, and only someone small and quick like Aladdin. At first, Aladdin hesitated, but the idea of treasure was too strong. He thought about his mother, about never being hungry again, about a life where he would never have to steal. So he agreed. The next morning, they traveled into the desert. The sun was hot, and the sand stretched endlessly in every direction. Finally, they reached a strange place where the ground seemed broken, like something had once opened and then closed again. The man spoke some magic words, and suddenly a hidden entrance appeared in the earth. A dark opening led downward into the unknown. Before sending Aladdin inside, the man gave him a ring. He said, "If anything goes wrong, rub this ring. It will protect you." Then he lowered Aladdin into the cave. Inside, the cave was not empty. It was filled with strange silence and glowing stones. Aladdin walked carefully through narrow paths until he reached a huge chamber. There, he saw piles of gold, shining coins, and jewels that looked like stars fallen from the sky. But in the center of the treasure room, there was something else, a simple oil lamp. The man outside shouted for Aladdin to bring only the lamp and nothing else. Aladdin felt confused. Why would a poor lamp matter more than all this treasure? But he obeyed and picked it up. As he walked back, his curiosity grew. He began placing small jewels into his pockets. But suddenly, the cave started shaking. The entrance above him began to close. Panicking, Aladdin rushed forward, but the path was collapsing. In fear, he remembered the ring and rubbed it quickly. In a moment, a strange light appeared, and a spirit-like figure emerged. It said it could grant him one wish. Aladdin, frightened and desperate, only wished to escape the cave. In an instant, he was outside, under the open sky again. But the man who brought him there was gone. Aladdin realized he had been tricked. The stranger never returned the boy home. He had left him in the desert, hoping to take the lamp for himself. Tired and confused, Aladdin returned home, still holding the old lamp. His mother was worried when she saw him, but even more surprised when he told her what had happened. When they tried to clean the lamp, something unbelievable happened. As Aladdin rubbed the lamp, a powerful being appeared. A huge figure of smoke and light filled the room. It spoke in a deep voice and said it would obey the one who held the lamp. It was a genie. The genie explained that whoever controlled the lamp could make wishes come true. Aladdin and his mother could hardly believe it. At first, they were afraid, but soon they realized this was real. Carefully, Aladdin made his first wish. He asked for food. In an instant, the empty table was filled with warm meals they had never seen before. Bread, meat, fruits, and sweets appeared as if by magic. From that moment, Aladdin's life began to change. He did not become careless. Instead, he started thinking carefully about what he truly needed. He wished for better clothes so he could move safely in the city. He wished for money so his mother would never suffer again. Slowly, they left their old life behind and moved into a comfortable home. But Aladdin did not forget where he came from. One day, while walking in the city, dressed in fine clothes, Aladdin saw the princess, the daughter of the Sultan. She was known across the city for her beauty and kindness. The moment Aladdin saw her, he felt something he had never felt before. Not greed, not fear, but a quiet desire to be close to someone who seemed bright and distant at the same time. But the princess lived in a world far away from his. She was surrounded by guards, nobles, and strict rules. No poor boy could ever hope to meet her. Still, Aladdin made a wish. He asked the genie to help him appear as a prince. In a moment, he was transformed. He now looked like a noble young man, dressed in elegant clothing, riding fine horses, and surrounded by wealth. He entered the palace as a visiting prince from a distant land. When the princess saw him again, she was surprised. This time, he was not a street boy. He was calm, respectful, and confident. Over time, they began to talk. They discovered that they enjoyed each other's company. The princess laughed more than she had in years, and Aladdin felt something deeper than magic. He felt real connection. The Sultan, however, was cautious. He did not trust this mysterious prince. But Aladdin's gifts, charm, and kindness slowly won his approval. Eventually, the Sultan agreed that Aladdin could marry the princess. But not everyone was happy. The man who had tricked Aladdin in the desert learned that the boy had survived. He discovered that Aladdin now possessed a powerful lamp. Greed filled his heart again. He disguised himself and returned to the city. Slowly, he searched for the lamp. One day, while Aladdin was away, he disguised himself as a lamp seller. He walked through the streets shouting, "New lamps for old!" The princess did not know the old lamp was magical, so she exchanged it for a shiny new one. That was exactly what the stranger had been waiting for. With it, he used the genie to take control of the palace. He wished for power, riches, and the palace itself. In a short time, everything Aladdin had built began to disappear. The princess was taken away, and Aladdin lost everything. When Aladdin returned, he found an empty palace. He understood immediately what had happened, but he did not give up. He still wore the magic ring the magician had given him before entering the cave. He rubbed it again. The ring spirit appeared, weaker than the lamp genie, but still powerful enough to help. Aladdin asked for help to find the princess and stop the thief. Step by step, he discovered where she was being held. Using his courage and intelligence, Aladdin entered the enemy's place. He did not rely only on magic. He used timing, patience, and careful thinking. When he finally confronted the thief, he tricked him into making a mistake. In that moment, the lamp was recovered. Once Aladdin held the lamp again, he commanded the genie to undo all the damage. The palace returned, the princess was safe, and the thief's power disappeared. But something had changed in Aladdin. He realized that magic alone was not what made him strong. It was his choices, his courage, and his willingness to act even when he was afraid. The Sultan finally saw the truth. Aladdin was not just a disguised prince. He was someone who had faced danger and remained honest in his heart. The marriage between Aladdin and the princess was approved once again, this time with true trust. Aladdin and the princess lived in the palace, but Aladdin never forgot the boy who once walked in the streets with empty hands. He knew how quickly life could change, and how easily power could be lost if it was used without wisdom. And the lamp, with its endless magic, remained in his care. But Aladdin no longer depended on it as before. He understood that wishes could change the world. But what truly decides a person's destiny is always their own heart and how they use their power to make the right choices. Thank you for watching.